We're going to talk a little bit about some touch-up work you can do in Lightroom with the, well, basically our tools here. So I'll go to Develop, and there is this tool right here called the Spot Removal tool. And what I'm showing you to begin with here is this is a dirty sensor. So pointing a camera directly at a blue sky and keeping it wide open, so like 1622, and then trying to get a good exposure. When you do something like that, you can really see if your sensor is dirty. Now, this particular camera had an issue where it would get lubricant from the shutter that would spray on the sensor, so you could always see it coming from one side. But it shows me some good ways to remove spots. So let's say you have a couple spots on your sensor, you have a couple spots anywhere, and you want to get rid of them. Well, you take this circle here, and you can control the size by going right bracket bigger, left bracket smaller, and then you can click on it one time, and it does this sort of thing where it shows you here's the circle, and this is what it's using to replace it. So you can move this around to whatever it is. You can make this bigger or smaller by clicking, holding down with it, and it's kind of doing this thing where it's blending it. It's called the heal mode. So not cloning but blending it. Now, if you don't want to see your spots, you can turn from always to auto and do that. Now, another cool feature here is you can visualize spots, and it will really show you where your spots are. So if you're having a hard time seeing spots, that is a pretty effective tool. So let's say I have a few more of these. I'm just going to click, 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 and this is kind of, it can be almost like meditative in a sense. So we can start doing this and have it go all around to different places. And pretty soon you can get rid of spots fairly easily. So I'm going to go ahead and, so if you see that they're not quite perfect, what you might want to do is take a little feather action with it, and you may need to go, okay, I don't want this one to come from here, I want it to come from a little closer, and let's see if there's any others. Okay, so this one probably needs to come from here, a little closer. So, and if you need to, you could even do a couple things here. So I changed the shape on it a little bit, which is kind of nice. Now, let's just look at before. So it's getting better, it's getting there. It might need a little bit of work. If it's crazy, you should go to Photoshop to kind of see it. So that's one example, and I'm going to hit back to G. And now I'm going to show you in this photo. So it may not be obvious if there's any spots. You might have something on your lens or your sensor not know it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to Develop, and I'm going to pull up that same tool, Spot Removal tool, and I'm going to use that Visualize Spots feature. And if you look here, there's kind of a circle, and I'm going to make this kind of more extreme. So anytime you can do this and you start seeing circles, that might be something to check. Okay, so right here I've got a little spot. So I'm going to click on it. And the key thing for me is I want to maybe check to make sure that it is going with the grain, or in this case with the direction of the sand. So if here's another one. So I'm turning them so that they are in line. So here's one. So I don't want, oops, let's go back. Don't want it to be in a crazy different location. Let's see. It's getting there. I probably need to have another one. So I think that did it. I think that got most of it out of the way. as far as the obviously bad spots. So it's a pretty cool tool. It's very helpful for simple things like that.